Was good. Uh, how do I even start videos like this off? I don't know. But to introduce myself, my name is Austin Enix. I go to the University of Southern California, and I'm a sophomore this year. Yeah, class is starting next week, so yeah, I'm a sophomore. It's my second year in Los Angeles. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and so yeah, this is a big adjustment, but we in South Central LA, so it's not that different from like chaos. Um, I just want to come on here and speak my mind. I don't really have a certain topic in my head right now to talk about, but I did just get this text message with a poem about letting go, and I think letting go is a really important lesson. So we're gonna talk about that. To let go. To give a little background, or I guess foreplay. uh, I used to have a really bad attitude problem, and I just used to react to everything in front of me. Like, it don't matter what it is. Something make me mad, I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I get to start cussing, I get upset, and I get mad for hours. I start getting mad at other people. I don't know. I just used to have an attitude problem. And I slowly started to realize how much that could hold me back as I went on in the future. So I didn't want to continue to live my life being an angry person. I was nice on the outside. I knew how to be respectable and have manners, but I don't know. I would just get pissed off and be mad and let everybody feel my wrath. And although that's keeping it real, that's not something that you want to be known for as the guy that reacts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's gonna get mad. Don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to him. He's gonna get mad. But yeah. So nah, I had to call it quits on that. And I want to say quarantine is really when I had a chance to sort of start that journey. I was able to break myself down and then build myself back up. You know what I'm saying? From ground zero. I really got to become a new person while I was in the house. And I don't like to say a new person. I continue to become the person I was always meant to be. And I don't even feel like I'm all the way where I want to be at now, but I'm extremely, extremely far. I don't know if I'm close, but I know I'm extremely far from where I used to be. And what I did to let go was sort of start to understand what life is. And life is made to be just hard enough to where you can't win, but just easy enough to where you keep progressing. You know what I'm saying? It's like has found a middle ground in terms of just being medium. Things are gonna get hard, but never too hard to the point where you can't complete the task. And nothing's gonna be too easy to where you just skate across. It's always gonna be a lesson to be learned, and it's always gonna be something that you are going to have a challenge doing. And that's what brings the fun part of life out. I started to be more open to opportunities. I started to really hear people out. I had to put my listening cap on. When you hear people speak, when you hear people talk, you can find out a lot about a certain person. You can find a lot about anybody you talk to as long as you're willing to listen. You can hear the tremble in their voice when they talk about certain topics. You can hear the firmness and how they in their tone when they talk about certain topics. You can feel the confidence exude from their voice. When a person is talking from their diaphragm, you can really feel them. You know what I'm saying? When they talk, when they stand up and they talk like this from the diaphragm, you really start to understand like this guy knows what he's talking about. When they do hand signals, hand signs and stuff, you start to see who they are. And you probably like, what does this have to do with letting go? It has to do with letting go because when you begin to understand things, you no longer hold on to whatever you're thinking about. I'll say it like this. Think of letting go as fear. Fear is only a thing because of lack of understanding. Fear is only a thing because of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So when you're ignorant, you fear something because you don't know what it is. But when you start to understand something, you're able to see it, and you're not afraid of it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So me taking and utilizing that lesson and then applying it to the rest of my life, I began to be more curious instead of just not resilient. I became more curious instead of just what do you want to call it? Resistant of things. I became more curious. Resistance is a big piece. It's like if you're resistance towards something, you don't want to do it. You want to go against it. Yada yada yada. When you're curious, you're more open to it. You want to walk towards it. You want to see what it is, right? So that's what I began to do, and so on and so forth. Like slowly and slowly, I start to see points where I would usually react. I started to question, and I would say, okay, what is this about? What can I learn from this? And I would try to understand the situation. And once I understood it in my own terms, it was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Now I can't get mad because I understand it. And once you understand something and then you get mad, you mad on your own accord. Monitor your heart rate, dude. Really feel how you feel like you're gonna react in a situation. Like if something happens, go look inward first. Like go to your heart and say, if it starts speeding up, I'm about to crash out. If your heart rate is staying the same, a good little rhythm, you should be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not reacting, you shouldn't be reacting. And any type of reaction should dissipate fairly quickly. The time is different for everybody, but don't hold on to reactions. Don't react because there's no point in doing it. You're gonna look 2 hours ahead. Like when you get 2 hours from your reacting, you're gonna regret it. So why do it in the first place? And I'm not trying to not dismantle, but I'm not trying to discredit any type of emotions. I'm not trying to say push your emotions aside and become nonchalant, because that's not what you need to do. I'm saying try to understand the situation for what it is, and when it's time to react, you'll know. When it's time to get upset, you'll know. If you get upset at everything, you become the boy who cried wolf. Nobody's gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? But when you're really upset about something, people should know, like, oh my God, something is wrong. They shouldn't just be saying, oh, he's having another spell. Don't become the boy who cried wolf, okay? I want to keep this short because all my videos be long. I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah, learn to let go. Learn to forgive. Learn to apologize to yourself and to others. And just learn to understand what's important and what's not. Once you have a necessity and a wants list, you should know what's going on. And I'm not saying necessity in terms of... Well, no. Let me explain. A necessity is, okay, these are things that I need. These are things that are not important, but I choose to have them around. Go in there and see what you don't really want and throw it away. And then understand what's in your necessity pile and what actually needs to be done. Focus on the task at hand, and everything else in front of you will sort of disappear. To give a quick example, it's like when people are skiing. If the skier focuses on the trees, he'll run into the tree. If he focuses on the path, he won't even know the trees are there. You get what I'm saying? So when you're in stressful situations, try to look around and be like, okay, what is it that I need to pick from this situation and actually focus on? And once you find it, focus on that. You'll never react to anything again. You'll understand how to let things go. Letting go is all about focus, essentially. So yeah, you'll understand.